welcome everybody who's joining us. We're just going to take a few more minutes to let folks come on through. So enjoy some water drumming while we do that. Again, welcome to those who have just stepped in and joined us. We're just taking a few minutes for others to arrive. Thank you for being here with us. Looking forward to sharing with y'all. Greetings, new arrivals. Welcome to the spaceship. Very happy that y'all are spending your Friday nights with us. Thank you for joining. We're going to let some other folks trickle in and continue to watch some beautiful water drumming for a minute or two. All right, here we all are. Yes, we are here and we're excited.
Awesome. Can you take us to our next slide? Thank you kindly. Folks may or may not be able to see the video, but it's cool. Just imagine a peaceful lake. Like it's set in Africa. It's very beautiful. I just want to start us off by pouring some libations for our ancestors. So we want to call them in with some noise. Okay. We're calling in ancestors who stand in the light, seen and unseen, known and unknown, who want for our highest good. We especially welcome our ancestors who are poets, who are writers, who are artists. Ashe, Amin, and Amen.
Ashe.
We can head to our next slide.
You got it.
All right. right, so we're kicking us off with Freedom Knows Our Names, Black August Haiku Reading and Conversation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited. We've been planning this for, I don't know, since August, y'all.
Yes.
Black August.
Yes, since Black August. This is inspired by the work of Mama Nia and Spirit House. And I believe Ron was going to tell us a little bit about their work.
I actually think it's Monday who's going to set us up for that.
My bad.
All good.
Yeah. So my name is Wende, also known as Frequency, and I'll just tell you a little bit more about just how the five of us got together. For me, Black August Haiku writing started, I'm going to say sometime in like 2014, 2015, and it was something that was introduced to me as just like a part of Black August practices like fasting or political education. And it didn't really have like a particular history that was attached to it. And it was only when I was in this year in 2020, I was in a song, Black Huddle, where all the Black members of Song were gathering together, trying to plan what they were going to do for Black August. When I suggested that, I was like, oh yeah, you know, every year I do haiku writing. And in that moment, I realized that it wasn't really a well-known thing. And there were four other people who were in that call said that they were interested in gathering and joining to do haiku practice. And it's something that I'd never really done with other people before. And we formed a WhatsApp group, and it was just like, there wasn't really like a solid plan on what we were gonna do except write haikus every single day. And it somehow turned into this really, really a supportive and emerging group that has been so much more than just sitting and writing together haikus in August. Here we are almost in December, and we're coming together again. And we've been in communication and serve so much more than that. But originally Black August was something that was introduced to me when I came into movement spaces as a way to just like recommit each year to what it meant to be in rigorous practice, to work towards Black liberation. And as an artist, as a writer, I was really, really excited about the haiku writing practice because it was something that was a specific cultural practice that was associated with writing that there was a way that movement spaces when I entered them didn't really have a focus on cultural production. So the haiku writing really, really spoke to me. And when the five of us got together, it was something that we weren't sure what it was going to be, and it's become something so much more. So I think Ron or Sherzad is going to tell a little bit more about the actual background of the haiku writing practice that I found out this year specifically, and lead us more into a little bit of the history of Black August itself.
That's going to be Ron. Next slide, please.
Oh. Oh, there we go.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, I know it's pretty little complicated slides, but go on.
It's okay. No, here we are, learning in public. Thank you, everyone, for your grace. So I actually did know about and learn about the haiku writing practice for Black August as originated by my friends and family at Spirit House. Spirit House is based in Durham, North Carolina. Beautiful Black feminist organizing collective, cultural organizing collective that does powerful work locally. And for me, as a person who doesn't live in Durham, that influences work nationally. And so Mama Nia of Spirit House, I believe, created this practice of haiku writing in 2007. I'm thinking about these small daily acts in pursuit of liberation. And so that's where I learned a bit. I didn't know that it had spread as widely as I now know it has. And this is the first year in 2020 that I've actually participated in the daily haiku practice. So when Wende put it out on a song, Black Folks Virtual Gathering that happens monthly, I was like, yes, I definitely want to do this with a crew of people. So here we are working in the spirit and legacy of Spirit House, it's an ongoing legacy. And we're really grateful to continue on in that legacy and to really think too about what queering looks like in that context. So Spirit House does have a book available right now of some of their 575 work that you can get on their website. You can also follow them on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, etc. And they're also working on another compilation, another Black August 575 book that will be out sometime next year. So please stay tuned, follow their work, support Black women doing powerful things in their communities, locally and beyond. I think I covered it. Is that right, y'all?
Yes.
All right.
Beautiful.
Bet. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this without those little arrows popping up. Maybe I'll figure it out before we're done. So in terms of Black August, part of that initiated as a prompt for us because we wanted to, or we were brought together via our common membership in Song Southerners for New Ground. And as queer Black folks inside of that collective, we wanted to honor that space for bringing us together. And part of that was thinking about, well, what is the relationship between queerness, Black August practice, and haiku writing? And so we did some thinking about that. And so a few things came up for us, and y'all who are part of this, please do chime in. And we'll talk a little bit about Black August as well on the next slide. But to say about the queering part, we wanted to name our Black LGBTQ++ ancestors, elders, and pre-elders who have contributed to our freedom struggles, past and present. We also wanted to acknowledge that a lot of our ancestors who have been in the practice of poetic thought and political work didn't have as much spaciousness as some of us now do to talk about the intersecting identities of our Blackness and our sexual and gender orientations and identities. And so it is in that space that we have now that we really wanted to name and honor them as their influences and practices have so impacted our own. And we think about queering itself as sort of in the vein of the scholar Jose Esteban Munoz, and thinking of queering as an insistence on the concrete possibility for another world, knowing that the structures and systems we've inherited aren't necessarily the ones we want, aren't the ones that are centering us and our desires. We think of queering as a practice of making space for that possibility for the world that we do want. And we're doing that in this case through our poetic writing and sharing them now with y'all. And someone else want to speak to the history of Black August? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Is it me? I think it might be me.
Go on, fam. Go on.
So Black August is a month in which we celebrate the resistance of Black people, but initially it started out based on a call to commemorate the assassination of the freedom fighter George Jackson, and he was one of the Soledad brothers. And Jackson was assassinated by guards at the notorious San Quentin prison. And so he also was an organizer and kind of like a movement lawyer behind bars, helping people. And so after his untimely death, his comrades in the California prison system, they began to observe Black August. So I think now it's been extended and includes more than just the life of George Jackson. And this graphic is from the Malcolm X Grassroots Project. Harriet Tubman. I want to make sure I get my dates right. I don't want to say a date wrong. That's the type of person I am. Haitian Revolution began on August 22nd, 1791. That's the thing that's celebrated. The Watts Uprising took place in August. Nat Turner Rebellion took place in August. I cannot find the date for the Harriet Tubman, but I want to say maybe the Combahee River, but I'm not sure. So somebody can fact check with Google. It has been expanded to include all these, August is a month dedicated to resistance. And as it says, fast, study, train, fight, because we know the battle is ongoing, for our freedoms.
Yeah, and if I could just interject about another thing, like just thinking about queering Black August, something that was brought to my attention by another like song fam like just, I don't even want to say a movement elder, but just like a guiding force in my thinking as a culture worker, Kai Lumumba Barrow, is that August is also the month of the August Rebellion, which was an uprising at the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility. So a maximum security women's facility in New York, and which was started in honor of the protection of like a Black lesbian who had been organizing inside. So just to name that is how, just to surface the ways that Black August has always been queer, even if that wasn't what was coming up in the way we talked about it.
Thank you.
Ashe. Yes, yes. Anybody else want to jump on that train? We're right on time in terms of the schedule for the next.
We are good on time. I want to add, like as y'all can see from this wonderful graphic, it's about fast, study, train, fight, and these are things that are typically attributed to very masculine, very like militant sorts of approaches to resistance, right? But we also know that resistance comes in the form of poetry and music and joy and all sorts of other things that may not be put into the same category, right? So we know that during resistance, during the civil rights movement, back in the Harlem Renaissance, that our artists and poets and the aesthetics, right, also moved the movement. And so we really wanted to honor that. I think that that's also a part of queering Black August.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
And I believe at this time, like Song also during August was doing political education and altar building campaigns, just to name a bit of the different mediums that folks were moving in as part of our broader organizational framework, our FAM.
Right, and then also as a haiku writing group, there was an effort to write. There's, like folks were saying, there's specific dates that happen in August, like in the early August, it's like Toni Morrison's passing, James Baldwin's birthday, and we would write specific haikus to their legacies. And eventually we will put out some sort of political education compilation that is both a collection of our haikus and also like a dedication to our prismatic ancestors who have inspired the queering of Black August.
Yes, prismatic ancestors. I love every time you say that.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Michaela Harrison.
Yes, indeed. Well, Bet, I think just segueing now, we wanted to talk a little bit about how this haiku practice also intersected with and or inspired other creative work that we were doing before, during, and after August. So I'll say for myself, I was feeling the need to really be embodied, having that was like 3 months into quarantine, but 4 months into quarantine here in New Orleans. So I was like, I want to move. I want to write about freedom, but I also want to be physically engaged in the practice of feeling what freedom is like in my body. So I started a practice called Black August in Motion, which was a series of movement exercises that were seeded by a number of friends, Black artists of mine, who gave me prompts to consider every day and to create movement work in response to those prompts. So as I was writing these haiku, I was also engaged in this physical practice, and they created this beautiful sort of like synergistic freedom flow that was both in my pen, my hands, and my brain, and also in the rest of my body as well. And I think Cherizar lovingly peppered our presentation with some of those videos, so y'all will get to see a little bit of that. Who else wants to talk about the inspirations and or things that were coming up for you during your practice?
I think for me, at a certain point, the quarantine was the first time in a couple of years that I had spent this much time at home or still in one place. So I've been traveling a lot. I've been doing a lot of touring. And I've been just present in a lot of different communities, and it helped me realize that locality was something that was really, really present in my life. And also just presence, like being around people was something that really, really fueled my creative practice. And I was unable to do that because of COVID and just the danger of being around folks and leaving at a certain time. So this was something that, again, I'd never really done a group practice with the Black August Haikus. It was a deeply, deeply personal practice. Last year was the first year that I had even shared it publicly. And being able to do this allowed me to create the container for a different project that I was working on called Conversate, which was really just a call to other artists who were stimulated by being in creative community with other artists. And really being able to practice for a month with the folks in Black August helped me realize that it wasn't just something that I thought was a part of my creative practice, it was one of the foundations of my creative practice, because it had been hard for me to get into any kind of creative routine until we did this thing. And I think there was like 3 or 4 days that I missed, and I was like, I don't even feel bad about missing those days, in a way that sometimes I get down on myself and I'm like trying to create and it doesn't happen, as opposed to showing up in creative community and just having an offering or receiving whatever it is other people are there for. And there'd be certain days where I didn't want to write and I didn't write, and then I would read what other people wrote and I'd be like, oh, I got it, I'm good here. So yeah, that's how it supported me.
Word. Some of the things that I was working with, I posted little thirst traps with all of my haikus. Primarily wanting to kind of marry these two ways that we, well, as far as I can see, it's not an entire binary, right? Nothing is. But two ways that we interact with art is that we have writing, which is very like pointed and like this is fact or this is law, like it's written. You can't change it. You can maybe interpret it differently depending on who you are, but usually it's just there for you to take in. Whereas photography, to me, there's no words. So there's nothing to lead or guide you into feeling a particular way about it. So I really appreciated like pairing those things together and seeing how people reacted to them. It was just overwhelmingly positive. And some folks even tried to make their own thirst traps. So that was really dope to see. I really appreciated seeing other folks seeing it, propagate and get out there to other people who found that to be a useful way for them to share their art with everybody.
And I just need to add, they weren't just, like regular photographs. Like Sherazade was out here with the edits, really trippy effects. And they always had, they spoke with the meaning of the haiku in ways that were literally mind-blowing. So just kudos to you for
Thank you.
like really using that other medium. I remember like mirrored things that you did and like colored things that you did. Like it was really good and inspiring. I think with both, like with everybody's practice really, one of the most beautiful things was just to witness how we like cross-pollinated each other. All the plant metaphors.
Yeah.
Propagating, pollinating. Come on now.
And also shout out to Cherazar for the beautiful slides.
Thank you.
The general visual aesthetics. I made the background, which pales in comparison, and you can't even see the freedom in the front of Knows Our Names because of our faces. But
we are the freedom, Ron.
That's right.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Yo, Deborah, Ron, you want to talk about what you were working on or some of your inspirations? And sorry, Frequency, I totally interrupted you.
I was just about to say that the synchronicity in our writing will definitely be revealed once we start reading the haikus.
Word.
Yeah. I think for me, I was really trying to get a consistent practice going, any kind of creative practice. And it was a very accessible practice to me, even when I didn't feel like doing it. And sometimes I would write more than one. But I said hanging out with ghosts or hanging out with ancestors. So whenever we would commemorate someone per day, you didn't have to write about that person, but you could. I would take some time, read about that person if I had never read about that person before, or if I already knew about them, like James Baldwin. Really try to find an interview. I love to read interviews, with people, and you learn new facts. Like Baldwin went to Paris with $48 in his pocket, and didn't speak a word of French, and so it gave me a greater appreciation, for what he experienced, what others ancestors, creative ancestors experienced. So, and just having that time, which, when you lead a busy life, nobody takes that. We don't have that time, but during quarantine, you kind of got more time. So yeah, that was, what I'll say.
No, absolutely. And I think my practice that I was kind of coming into alongside our haiku writing was meditation. Like I went from, again, you know, one of the cursed gifts of quarantine, all this time to be my body revealing all kinds of things to me, anxiety doing its number on me, and just really like searching for something to make sense of the stillness. And when I say make sense, like not make logical sense, but like make feeling sense of the stillness. You know, we poets out here. And I think so. I was coming into a meditation practice and really going from somebody who was like, I can't sit still, to somebody who would strive to meditate for like 20 minutes twice a day. And I think that like being with, or like knowing that I had this daily practice of haiku writing just really complemented my desire to like be intentional and like ritualistic about my time. So I think they like sometimes I would write the haiku right after I meditated or right before. And sometimes just knowing that I needed to like touch into myself to write the haiku would inspire me to make sure I carve time to meditate and write and all the things. And it was also inspired by these beautiful people, like witnessing their practices and the little things they would share about how they were anchoring themselves daily. And I feel really grateful that I've been practicing that, and I can already feel the things that are like opened in me since August, like the things that kind of like that I'm just more present to. So yay.
Dope. All right. I think it's time to move on to the reading.
Shimmy, shimmy.
So we've organized this reading into like emergent themes that came through as we were writing together. So we've done a little bit of curating, thanks to Frequency for leading up that process. And we're going to take y'all into the actual work. So this is the first one. And here's a little excerpt of a Black August in Motion practice document. Hopefully it won't be totally pixelated, but if it is for y'all, just close your eyes and imagine a Black person moving in some grass.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, that was a prompt from Taja Lindley, and the prompt was Sankofa, move your body in opposing directions at the same time. And that's what came out, including the soundscape. So here we go. We're going to get to the reading now, y'all, and the theme is Black Grief and Mourning. Come on, switch line.
And while that's loading, just want to know that I did all of these translations in Google Translate, so please give a little grace. They might not be super duper accurate, but next time we'll do so much better on getting those translations.
Thank you, Cherizar, for your work. So the title of this haiku of mine is called Why I Have a Hard Time Crying in Public. Last time I cried it, been so long my whole throat came out my mouth. No tears. I'll read that again. Last time I cried it, been so long my whole throat came out my mouth. No tears.
On this one, I wrote the day following when we lost Chadwick Boseman. It was also when we heard about it the same day that the Black National Convention happens. And so we watched I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 hours of this absolutely beautiful Black resistance. And then as soon as it ended, we got the news. And that's Black grief for you, right? So this one's called Heart Shaped Herb. Morning brings morning. You're allowed to moan aloud, fill holes to feel whole, buy things to get by, searching for a piece of peace, no ritual. Alter your altar, you, the sum of some wild dreams. There are no souls, deep wells of wellness, hold space, sights to sight kindred, hold fates to fate, dance.
I say.
Wordplay.
Alter your altar. Still.
Buy things to get by. Ooh. Piece of peace.
I had fun with that one. I definitely did. It brought me a little bit of joy in the middle of the grieving, yeah.
I say. Frequency, you're up.
This look like me. Hello. Oh, Lord, when Toni Morrison passed y'all that. So my name is Wende, which means beloved. And when I was in high school, I read Beloved, and that shit haunted me for probably a decade. It's still actively haunting me. So when Toni Morrison passed, it was really something that shifted something in me. And so I watched the documentary on her. It's called Pieces. It's Pieces of Me, Pieces I Am. Mm-hmm. Pieces of Me. Yeah. Y'all should watch it. It's wonderful. And as I was watching the documentary, anytime I just felt compelled by something, I turned it into a haiku. So title of this series is For Mama Toni. If there is a world we have not yet seen but want, then we must build it. Without these here chains, do I know what these hands would do? Want to know. White gaze stay looking, never seeing, no insight, yet still sets worldviews. Proof of God, you ask? Let me find you a mirror. See you like I do.
Hey, snaps. Yes. So many moments. Breathing. Also green and purple. I just love this light. So okay. D, you up?
The slide hasn't changed.
Why hasn't changed?
Okay, I thought it was just me. I was like, it still looks like it says frequency.
That's interesting. What if I do this?
Boom. Oh, that's me.
Okay, let's go back to this one.
There we go.
Hey, all right.
Hey. Yeah, title. Where are our rituals? Grief is all around. Breathing means you sad. So why pretend otherwise?
Mm-hmm. I remember when you sent that, I was like, yup.
Breathing means you sad.
Read.
And all I'll say is I just feel with so many people passing, you could feel that people were leaving. But when you cut on your TV, I just didn't see reaction, and I just thought, and I read where people were like, well, in this country, we don't seem to have grieving rituals, as a whole. And I thought, true. Like maybe individually we do, but yeah.
Collectively.
I appreciate that. Like even our rituals changed so much. The ones that we did have during COVID, because you couldn't gather like you used to. Have whole new rituals, which is part of Black legacy. So I really appreciate this one bringing that up.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard Ron deliver a word on this. Like, if we don't tend to all the grieving that must be done right now, like we in trouble. on your talk show, I feel like I heard you say that, and I've been thinking about it ever since.
That's right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And on that lovely note, Rob, why don't you tell us about?
All right. This haiku is titled Black Sorrow Songs Number 1, for the way our bodies hold blackness and disability. We sick and tired. Hear me, so sick and tired. Ain't no metaphor. And I'm gonna run that back. We sick and tired. Hear me, so sick and tired. Ain't no metaphor. Yeah, I think, one thing, I think like we are in the middle of, we're not even in the, we in the long middle of a pandemic. And I think, again, the cursed blessings of quarantine, a lot of time to sit with my body, countering my own relationship to ableism, reckoning with my own relationship to disability, holding that, seeing it all around me. And then, seeing it in our ancestors. Like we talk about Fannie Lou Hamer, but I think the tendency to think that sick and tired is a catchy way of describing the Black condition is like, cool, you're right, it is. And also it means sickness. Like it means unwellness. Like dis-ease isn't just like a poetic flourish. Like it actually is something that exists in our bodies. And I think that so much of the conversations we were having as a group were about like, how do we come to organizing work and develop a new relationship towards it that doesn't coerce us into leaving our bodies behind. And I think this is a poem, or this is a haiku that came from that place. A simple little ditty, but the truth.
No, but I deeply appreciate this, right? I think especially looking at the last decade of like what movement and organizing has done to the bodies and beings of Black organizers who entered into the space, and how many have burnt out and questioned or reconsidered their place in it because of that. And so I really appreciate this.
Bet. Beautiful. I think we got one, if not two more in this. Sherazar, back to you.
Hey, so this one, it's a little bit fuzzy. I'm gonna try to pull it up elsewhere. It's for Marsha P. Johnson. I believe that it was her birthday, if I'm not mistaken, in August. And I was going through a lot of things in August, and I was just thinking about a lot about how Black women in general, we're generalized as like the strong ones, the backbone, all these things that we have to be, or want people want us to present as, when we're not all like that, and we're not like that all the time. Nobody is. So I wrote this. It's got two titles. One is "Pay It No Mind" from Marsha P, and the other is "Now You See Me, Now You." Brick but not solid, wounded but not dead. Black girls, softer when we're seen. Black girls don't need help. Anyway, you never know. My mask is perfect. Wish I bruised easy, visibly, obviously. Maybe you'd say oops.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I remember that one too. It's a whole sermon.
I was going through it. It's difficult. Sometimes you feel invisibilized. I know a lot of folks of marginalized identity feel that way. So it's not just for Black girls, but like all of us that get, that don't get seen until folks need something,
Mm-hmm.
Black woman trap right there.
Yeah, Ashe. I'm sorry that these are loading in a pixelated fashion. It doesn't seem to be changing over time. So here we are with partially visible words where we hoped they would be fully visible. And here we are learning and growing together again.
Oh,
Deborah?
this is attributed to Deborah, but I think it's mine.
It's not me. It's you.
Yay! Come through, brah. Tell us about,
Boy, I'm sorry. That's me.
tell us about our ancestor.
Right, Marlon Wiggs, beloved. Also, Marlon Wiggs is literally the cutest human. So if
The
you
cutest.
should like look at pictures. There's a really good picture of him in a shirt that says "Unleash the Queen," like walking down aisles of, I believe, a conference. You should go find it. He's the cutest human. Filmmaker, made the film Tongues Untied, which is like masterclass on Black gay everything. Also made like I think he taught. I feel like he was affiliated with the Berkeley School of Journalism, but I might be messing that up. But he made these films on, Black representation, Blackness in the media. One of which I believe Black is Black Ain't was completed after he passed from complications of AIDS. And in that film, along with chronicling, it's so trippy, right? Also, shout out to BYP 100 because they showed this this film in a pre-COVID, almost feels like a fairy tale version of the life. BYP 100 New Orleans chapter had a film screening where they showed Black is Black Ain't. But in this film, he is also chronicling his death, like his body leaving him, or him leaving his body rather, as he explores, Blackness in and as gumbo. Got you. So the poem is titled "What is Happening to My Body," which is one of the things he says at the beginning. And it begins. Something eats away at my inside parts, leaving only what is black. Naked brown, I running, twigs breaking beneath my feet, giving up my ghost, record my dying in the tale of Black everything, remember the flesh.
Ashe. All right, we're getting into that future zone. Here's another video that invokes deep joy of me making gluten-free pancakes in my kitchen. I don't know how much of the visual, again, will come through, but get into the music.
Better love, no, that's what I got. Hey, yeah.
Luther.
Better love.
Come on, shoulders.
Y'all, listen, gluten-free pancakes are their own ministry. I must tell you, the prompt for this, that's nutmeg, boo, and that's cinnamon. It's like banana bread pancakes with chai spices.
I'm like,
I wanted some when I saw this in the WhatsApp. Now I want some again.
Yes, delicious on so many levels.
I'm covered in cornmeal. The prompt for this was from Angela Davis Johnson, I believe, and it was about what would you do outside of the oppressive structures of whiteness? What is your Blackness outside of the confines of these systems that seek to oppress? And I was just like, me joyfully making food in my kitchen. This is the thing that white folks probably don't imagine is happening, but it is. But it is. All right, well, y'all can go check those out on vox_citas.com/ that's not true, .com. That was habit. vox_citas on Instagram. It could be .com in the future, but it is currently not. Don't go there. Who knows what you'll find. All right. Lord have mercy. It's the end of a Friday. Okay. Moving on. Oh, it's me. Okay.
Wait, can you click it again? Because we ain't caught up yet.
How about this?
There. Boom, boom. We here.
Okay, great. This, I have a new nibbling named Kennedy, who I wrote this series of haiku for. What world will we leave you attending, this ragged, hot inheritance? I want you to have sunshine, sweet rain, cool rivers to wash your brown skin. May you find pleasure, laughter, loves warm and heavy, peregrinations. Please call upon me, even after long I'm gone. I'll never be far. Pour me some cognac, sing songs to still the silence. I'll float on those waves. Ra, do you see this, your poem on this slide?
Oh, now I do.
Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. I believe in Black, fantasy, daydreams, magic, hallucinations. I believe in Black, other worlds, Black otherwise, the gifts of escape.
Yes. 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 Frequency, you see this one?
Ooh, a titty, a side.
Come through, side boo.
In this angle, so you know it's really my poem.
Come on.
All right, this piece is called "Would You Recognize Magic?" Wait.
It's missing a word.
I was like,
My apologies.
What is it? What is the title? Frequency, what is the title?
the title of this piece is "Would You Recognize Magic If You Were It?"
Ashe.
Give it to us.
Oh, the side boob or the poem?
You already done gave us the side boob.
Oh, you're right. There's another side. You know, there's a anyway. Magic surrounds us. There is no ordinary hallucinations. There's just familiar. I'll read it again. Magic surrounds us. There is no ordinary hallucinations. There's just familiar.
Come through. Ashe. It's me. Can y'all see the sunflower poem?
Yes, ish.
Yeah, well, thankfully I can see it very clearly on mine. So it's cool. That's why this is a reading. Amen. So this poem, I think, is actually the one that I wrote on the anniversary of Toni Morrison's transition. And while I didn't write it specifically, something about it feels like something she would like, maybe. Is that audacious? Oh my goodness.
No,
I put my hood up. It feels connected to her.
Absolutely.
It reads, "Fat black sunflower, teach me to eat starlight slow. Flesh these hot, dark hips."
Yes. Is this the erotic section?
I love it.
We had the side boob introduction, and now we get the hot, dark hips.
Black people, this is like the black erotic. That's really what this is.
Yes.
Wow.
I felt like a lot of my poems were about Black men being flowers and about Black masculinity in its soft and tender manifestations. And so this one just came through.
Absolutely. Fat black sunflower. Yes. Yeah.
I'm glad y'all
By
like
the way,
it.
Sherzard, I was one of the people that was inspired by Sherzard to do the thirst traps, and that's where the side boob came from. So
yes.
blame it on that one.
And we live for it. We truly do.
We do. All right, Ra, you got this one? Do you see it?
Yes. Okay. There's a song on my heart tonight. Black as the new moon, shadow playing out gospel beyond religion. Blackness drives me hot. mouthing out power, pain, joy, Black manic delight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Black futures and fantastical joy are very erotic. So it's
absolutely. Blackness drives me high. I didn't even remember I wrote that.
Thinking about escaping this shit makes me hot and bothered.
Mm-hmm.
Bothered.
Come on. Yes. We're in a new space. Okay. I was like, wait, I thought this was going to keep going. Maybe there's some eroticism in our ancestral work too, as it is and or should be. Wait, no, that's not what we wanted. This is a nice thing, whether you can see the video or not, soundscape wise. I made this video. I don't remember the prompt, but I made the soundscape pulling from actual recordings of my family and friends talking. So we'll let that play.
Y'all got to say that cake. I don't care what you do. Y'all got to put it in the cake. Y'all be saying that. Y'all be saying that. I ain't saying a dit notre poisson en atterrissant. Non, je n'aime pas ça. Pas du tout. Il est là-bas. Il est tombé là-bas. Oui, regarde, il est tombé du petit. Attends. Donc voilà. Voilà. Regarde ce que tu as fait maintenant. Dis le poisson en chat. Regarde cette maison. Regarde ça. Tu as coulé notre petit bateau. Tu as coupé du gâteau. Tu as décollé notre maison et tordu notre bateau. And I was like,
That's the ugly laugh. All right. Coming through.
I love that one. I was like, yes, this is ancestors written all over it.
Yes, indeed. You read that right. So this poem, some spirits resist naming. Shh, my magic can't abide your little mouth. That's a quote-ish inspiration from my dear friend and spiritual godmother. Indeed. Elaboration on her words. Amara Tabor Smith, conjure artist. Indeed. Yes.
I love Amara. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, me too. How could you not? All right, friends. Sherazar, can you see this one?
Yes. It's a little pixelated, but my booty's out there.
Your booty is out there.
This one is called Nzinga Said I'm Free Dom. Queers are sacred, blessed. Sit at our feet, say sorry, rise, resist with us. And I found out at the time that Nzinga, Queen Nzinga, actually had boy wives and would make them like bend over so she could sit on them. So she's like a little bit of a dom. So I love that.
Well, she ain't make them. They want to do that for her.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean.
There we go. Unmute. Yes, indeed. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Yes, indeed.
Here's an excellent example of one of Sherazar's thirst traps.
Oh, yes. Are we still there?
No, we left. But
It just chimed.
Okay. Deborah, can you see your poem now? All right.
Yeah. Okay. Whose communion? White Jesus eats me. White friend juice. My skin blood. Black bodies pile up.
Whoa, that one.
There's
Whoa.
another one. Yeah, I know. That one is
First line, white
heavy.
Jesus eats me.
Like,
I'm like, oh, we just gonna keep going then? Okay.
Like that's it. That's the beat.
I feel like it don't even need explanation, but
No, that's a mic
yeah,
drop haiku for
yeah.
sure.
Skin blood. Skin blood.
And then ancestors watching. Death is a doorway. All will walk through it one day, becoming Igun. So.
Ashe.
Sure.
So it shall be.
Yeah, I don't even think there's nothing to say on those. I think it's just, I was thinking about that a lot as people were leaving here this round.
Indeed. Indeed. Charizard, back to you.
Oh, that's right. The photo's not loading. This one is called Purple People Eaters. It says, sleep ain't risk, so Bree ain't died from my haiku or that convention. Briefly, like, yeah, there was a lot of shade to the BriannaCon that happens. I think we have a responsibility as organizers to stay when something is not the move. And what we saw was that Brianna was oftentimes put in the backgrounds of all the flyers that they made. And so I put her in the background of the poem and erased her because that's what it felt like to me when I saw that thing. And a funny thing happened when I tried to put the photo in there. It would either take up the whole photo or be censored, and it would not go to the side, not to my or to right. So I hope she likes it.
Ashe. Is this one showing up for you, Frequency?
Hey. Get that little booty. I need to eat more. All right. So this one is called If I Am My Ancestors' Wildest Dreams. My progeny pleads unimaginable things and tasks me to try. And as I was writing this one, I was thinking, we talk a lot about ancestors as those who've already passed, but I was thinking of it as like all of us will eventually pass and will eventually be called upon. And what do I want to be called upon? What do I want the people who come after me to remember me for and to be like, ooh, do you remember one day? Yeah, that's the person we need to call right now because we about to do some real shit. This about to change some shit. Or because we look good and got fat booties, apparently, because that's the picture y'all put up. So that's what I'm trying to be called for, apparently.
Okay.
Where I call on my fat booty ancestors. I add that next time to the libation.
Don't ask for a raw. That's what I was taught.
Indeed.
So again, my progeny pleads unimaginable and tasks me to try. Why you gotta laugh, Rob?
Oh, y'all are hilarious.
And tasks me to try. Next.
Deborah, can you see this?
Oh, Jesus.
Not yet, but it's loading. There it is. So, another practice I like to sing to myself. I don't sing in public. I sometimes make up songs. And so here we go. Oh, freedom. Slave songs carry strength. Sing them, Black people. Call them from the beyond now.
Ashe.
Come on, baby.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Charizard, we're back to you.
All right. The screen ain't quite up yet.
Here, let me try the trick. How about now?
No booty pic for them to put on the slide.
Yeah. Oh no, it's too much. I was just trying to match frequency. Oh, look, that was 2 jokes in one.
Nice.
Bad jokes.
Is it up yet?
No.
Well, that's unfortunate.
See, I can just read it, but there's also a cute booty pic. So
Let me try one more
I have to
time.
imagine it.
What slide is it on for you?
It's on the last one.
Really?
Last poem.
Mhm.
Fascinating. I don't know what that means. I hope this hasn't totally got shut down. If so, we can start it and try it all over again. I'm going to try it one more time.
Okay. That's cool. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Girls. Yeah, just to like, we're about like 5 minutes over, but it's all good. This one I wrote for Baba Baldwin. I found out that people said he was faking his accent, and which led to a really interesting passage that I read about how white people think they own accents. There's certain accents that we attribute to only them, as though there's not black folks that live there and have the same accent. So very interesting. A sharp click of truth, a transatlantic black scent. The tea becomes tactile. I just love how sharp he used to say things. All sounds like teas to me.
Charizard, can you see the graphic anymore, or is it just still frozen?
I can see the graphic.
Okay, great. Cool. I was trying to figure out whether I was going to have to reboot. All right. Blessings to Baba Baldwin. Let's do that again. Frequency, has it changed for you?
It has now.
Great.
All right. So, all right. This is my little Cancer poem right here. Study the tides of the ocean shored by your skin, each ripple, each wave. Not all water is meant to quench others' dry throats or be waded through. Not everything left behind in our waters will be offerings. Now, read that again. Study the tides of the ocean shored by your skin, each ripple, each wave. Not all water is meant to quench others' dry throats or be waded through. Not everything left behind in our waters will be offerings.
Ashe. All right. Is this the last section?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is another joy video. This actually, the prompt for this was, I just want to see you in a joyful space, anywhere, any music. And so I made a bunch of videos of me dancing to some of my favorite songs to dance to. So at least you'll hear the songs, if not see my booty. Come on. No, that's not what we wanted. That's what I wanted.
Angelina, you cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I look for your hand in never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no people letter. I'm a Angelina, with my Angelina. She could.
Gregory Porter.
So she pulled my line still and caused me pain.
I don't know, something about this song always makes me want to dance.
She said lions are made for cages, just to look at and be like. You dare not let them walk around, 'cause they might just bite. She knows what she does when she dances round my cage and says her name.
All right. I think that's a good note to end on. So this poem is one of a series where I just named Black things. So the title is Shades of Black Part 2. Sable, penumbral, womb work, underground, cacao, dusklit, pupil, pipped.
That whole series was amazing.
Thank you. I really enjoyed writing it. Indeed. All right, Deborah, can you see this slide with your poem on it?
I can
All
now.
right.
Black freedom is rest. Under the bright moon, I bless all the ancestors.
Ashe.
I think it's self-explanatory. Take this rest.
Indeed. Ra.
Yes. Okay. Still yourself still. Still yourself in one place, okay? Still yourself. Breathe deep. And I'll do that one more time. Still yourself still. Still yourself in one place, okay? Still yourself. Breathe deep.
Ashe.
Love that. Come on, wordplay.
Frequency, you up?
Ooh. This one doesn't have a title, but if I would title it, it would say, like, against white men's notions of being. To be or not be is not the question. Being has been the answer.
Can we give it up for that title off the top of your head, though?
Yeah.
I can't remember it, but I'll read the poem again. To be or not the question. Being has been the answer. Right, you gonna let me live.
I'm so sorry. You're so funny. Who told you to be this funny? It's not my fault.
It's just me, babe. It's just me.
Oh, goodness. I love you all.
We love you too. I love you too, Ryan. Little Bodie, being is enough. You don't have to do anything. Breathe and just sit, okay?
Okay.
You come through with the clarity and the directness consistently, D. It's so good.
Thank you. And we wrote those on separate days, everybody, not on the same day. So it was like,
but the synchronicity is amazing. I love it.
Beautiful. Just be Black, people. That's all you gotta do.
That's it. Her.
All right. Cherazar, you got this?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So this one is called Yamanja and Olokun. For people who don't know, I'm a daughter of Yamanja. Olokun is considered in some traditions as the deep, dark waters, mysteries, the masculine side of Yamaya. And the first one is called, the first one reads, Divine Feminine, at her shore, machete raised, perfect protection. Divine Masculine, rhythmic swing of his hips, secret smiles drown me.
Ashe. Ra.
I'm waiting for it to appear.
Word.
Aha. And this one is called Learning to Meditate My Way Through Disaster Preparedness, aka an ode to hurricane season. Cause Lord, what? I'm like, is it over? It's over, right? Okay, thank you, Jesus.
Maybe,
perhaps. The river breathes tide. A ship breaks through tempest. Memories rush in. The whole, Me grateful for it all. Me breathing still. Tenderness dawns glory.
Yes. Frequency, you're up next when the slide changes.
Oh, yeah. So I moved into a new place recently and was able to just start gardening again. Just like being up in there. I come from a family of farmers. And I think it's in my bones. So it's just titled While in the Garden. Soul slips into soil. Browns bend the border between. I reroot myself. I'll say it again. While in the garden. Soul slips into soil. Browns bend the border between. I reroot myself.
Yes. D.
Grandmama says, go easy, my child. This body's strong but fragile. Resting brings much joy.
Mhm.
Come on, grandmama.
We love it.
I know, right? I say both mine gone, but they be telling me, sit on down.
I know that's a whole word. Everybody's getting ready to go into, holiday season. Make sure y'all rest. Don't let this season run you and drag you all around.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's our next one.
Oh, wait. I didn't have yours. Well, we're at the end.
Yay.
We did good.
Yes.
And now is when we pass around the collection plate.
This is the roll call. The roll call. Take note. Oh, this is also such a gorgeous picture.
Thank you.
Our cash
Blam.
app coming for y'all. Hopefully these are changing at some point.
They are.
Ra, loving you with the watermelon with the gemstone looking background.
Yes.
This is me.
Look at this stuff. Looking motherfucker right here.
Little
Come on, braids up in there. Come on, who's next? What we got?
We get to see the smile. This is not consistently documented, apparently, everyone. So
Destiny. Come on now.
I know. Also, those glasses. We don't get to see that look very often. I'm into it.
Thank you.
Love it, love it.
And thank you to our beloved DVEX of visual things, magical and sublime. Thank you.
Yes.
Charizard.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.
I really
That's
love
gonna be my name for you from now on.
This is a very long title. I'll take it. Make it like Game of Thrones. First of her name.
Oh wow. I just realized how cold this outfit is. Like you really did that with the fur and the Harriet and Rosa. I see you, fam.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, how do we close, fam?
I was gonna bring us on back to the water. If y'all are into that, we can just play the sounds. If y'all would like.
Thank you for everybody who joined us in the show tonight from whatever platform y'all joined us from.
Indeed.
And thank you to the four of y'all for saying yes to joining in this practice together. Like this has really been something that I could not have imagined what it has been. And so it's so lovely to not just like hear y'all's poem, but just to, anytime I'm gathered with y'all is really a blessing in my life. So thank you for this.
Ashe.
Thank you. Thank you for having the idea.
Yes,
Freedom
indeed.
knows our names.
Come on.
Period. I don't know why I'm being that person today, but it's all on period.
Point blank period. Come on, Ra.
No, the tech is not cooperating, but y'all can always look up water drummers. There's actually quite a lot of like really beautiful videos of the folks that do that. It's two different areas of the world that I've seen that done in. I can't pronounce either one of them, so I will not mess that up.
We can make water sounds.
Hmm?
I said we could just water sound ourselves out. Or not, or we could just say
Before that, if anybody is interested in reading the Black August haikus, again, we'll be publishing a collection, but there's also an Instagram page at Black August Haikus that you can check out the selection, not just from us, but from other song members who participated in the daily writing practice. And that Instagram page at the end, starting about the 15th of August, also has prompts that will invite you to write about different prismatic ancestors so you can join in the Queering Black August project. So please, if you do write on those, read the instructions and tag them so we can make sure to compile them and be on the lookout for the upcoming project.
Love it.
Thank you, Frequency. Keep us on task. You
That's
so
right.
good.
I was like, okay, come in with the plug.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play. I'm like,
I was like, can we make Bubbles water sound?
I got to be on the bell right now. Listen.
Oh Lord, y'all, I'm about to end this.
We're making bubble sounds.
Oh, are we doing a soundscape?
We're gonna do water soundscape to end us out.
Oh.
Ooh, wait, do we just want to pick like a body of water or like a, so we can get a variety?
we could also
Be a bubbling brook.
Be a bubbling brook.
That's right.
I love you.
Good night.